The best summer memories are made outside, and LL Bean has the clothing and gear you need to make these memories. Their effortless styles are created for summer spent outside with family and friends. Like hand-sewn boat shoes, coastal cotton sweaters, rugged polos, and, of course, the iconic boat and tote, which has been made right here in Maine since 1944. LL Bean. Be an outsider. Visit llbean.com to learn more.
This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
So the first call you get is at 5:30 in the morning, him saying, what do I want to do with him?
No, yeah, because my client didn't even want to come into the city. Why? I don't know. He had a fit. He was upset that he picked him up, and I guess he started talking to him.
This is the plaintiff, Chris Deering. He says he was hired by the defendant to pick up her client from the airport and to drive him around for 3 days while he was in town for a musical performance at B.B. King's Blues Club. He also booked a hotel room for him and used his credit card with the assurance he'd be reimbursed. Well, not only did he not get his money for the room, the defendant refused to pay him their agreed-upon fee, and he doesn't work for free for anybody. He's suing for $857.50, the amount he's owed. This is the defendant, Tasha. She says the plaintiff was a blabbermouth, and he had discussions with her client which were inappropriate. This upset her client so much he almost canceled his performance, and that would have cost her thousands of dollars. Bottom line, the plaintiff did not supply the services he was contracted for, and she refuses to be taken advantage of by anyone. She's accused of singing the blues.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Seated, come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome,
Chris Deering?
Yes.
Doing business as CD Transporters. You are suing Tasha and her company. You don't want us to mention the company or your last name for $857.50 that you say you were owed and have not been paid. Okay, let the games begin. What's going on?
Well, I met the defendant from her artist, which I've done numerous of jobs for him in the past.
Okay, the particular artist that you were driving around that day?
Yes, correct.
Okay, and we're not going to mention the artist's
No,
name? Okay.
not at all.
But the artist is a comedian?
That is correct.
Correct.
Okay, that's all we're going to say.
So I met her actually probably a month or two before. So she emailed me like about 2 or 3 weeks after I met her and asked me to do a job for her.
Okay.
With the same comedian.
Do you have that email?
Yes.
May I see it? Okay, and in it she asks you to book a room and your services. The services he provides are what?
Car service.
Okay, car service for August 3rd and 4th. Okay, you say, okay, no problem. That is in July 20th. Who's in the red?
The one that's in the yellow, that's me talking.
Yeah, but that can't be because then...
No, that's my...
Can I just see your phone? Do you have your phone?
No, I don't have it.
Do you have your phone with the... Okay, let me see it
It's
that way.
email.
Let me just see it in the raw without...
Okay.
But while she's looking for getting herself in gear, you tell me. So do you pick him up from the airport?
Yes, I pick him up around, it was an early pickup on August 3rd.
Okay, and you booked the room?
Yes, I booked a room. I told her the price of the hotel, which she agreed with. And she said, hold it with your credit card, and I pay the room in cash when I get there.
Okay.
Which I did. I held it with my credit card, put a deposit, which I put the room in her name as she requested, I guess because of business reasons or whatever. So when I did that, I picked him up from the airport like around 5:30 in the morning. And the hotel room wasn't ready yet because check-in is like 2 or 3 o'clock. So while I was doing that, once again, I called her when I picked him up and let her know that the hotel room ain't ready. What do you want me to do with the artist? She says, you know, bring him to my house. Now, as I letting him know, making him aware of what's going on, he tells me, I don't want to go to her house. I said, okay, where do you want to go? He said, I want to go to Harlem. Okay, I said, okay. So I called her once again and let her know that he doesn't want to go to your house. He was upset. So I took him to Harlem, and I dropped him off at a Dunkin' Donuts in Harlem he wanted to go to.
Okay.
Because it was by that time, it was about 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, I guess, or whatever. So I called her back. She told me to go to her house, pick her up, before she can go, whatever problem they was having, how she can go to resolve it or whatever case may be. So I go to her house, pick her up, you know, take her to 125th Street where he's at the Dunkin' Donuts. So before I leave, I said, what do you want me to do? The hotel room will be ready at this time. She lets me know, well, I will take him to the hotel room, you know, when it's ready, and I will check him in. I mean,
didn't you guys understand that at 5:30 in the morning the hotel room wouldn't be ready? That's not even early check-in. I mean, didn't you two discuss it beforehand? And the comedian, nobody discussed it beforehand?
We discussed it. I guess
okay,
she didn't
why
discuss it with him.
is it like a big fat surprise that it's 5:30 in the morning? Like,
she didn't discuss
what was
it with
the
him.
plan? Where were you gonna take him?
I was.
Why do you not? Where were you gonna have him take him?
I'm not responding because I'm waiting for my turn.
No, I want to know now. Like, where was the plan? He would be picked up and go where?
He was supposed to set up an early check-in.
That early? That's the night before, babe.
No,
and no hotel's gonna let 5:30 in the morning. That's not gonna be an early.
No, trust me, I understand what you're saying, but this is a relative of his, so it's like a friends and family. The whole hookup is supposed to be a family.
Is the hotel a relative hookup?
Yes.
Okay.
That he works
so
here.
You
but still, anywhere you go.
So did you think that the hotel room would be ready at 5:30?
No, I told her in advance that it wouldn't be ready. That's why she.
Watch this. Did he tell you in advance it wouldn't be?
No, he did not.
So the first call you get is at 5:30 in the morning. Him saying, "What do I want to do with him?"
No, yeah, because my client didn't even want to come into the city. Why? I don't know. He had a fit. He was upset that he picked him up, and I guess he started talking to him.
What meaning?
I don't know what the conversation was, but he was livid. He didn't.
What was he livid about, though? He never told you what he was complaining about?
He said he felt, later on when I went to meet him at Dunkin' Donuts, he told me that he was trying to get over on him, trying to get him to pay for the hotel. I told him, don't pay for the hotel because we were promised one rate, and then the day before he tells me an inflated rate.
What was the rate you had been promised?
$70.
Do you have that in writing?
No, I don't.
Okay.
But he was livid, and he told him to take him back to the airport.
What was he livid about?
He was livid at her that she didn't handle her business the correct way.
Meaning what?
That as far as the hotel, as far as
why?
Whatever,
because what did you tell him about the hotel?
I told him that the hotel wouldn't be ready, and he told me in his own words, she knew I was coming in this early. Why didn't she book me a hotel that I can go straight? Because he was wondering.
You just got to pay an extra night. It's no big
right.
deal.
That's what I do.
Here's your text to him saying, put him under Tasha. You're telling him to go ahead and check him in.
No. I canceled it that day because he told me to call him if he didn't want to stay in the hotel, and I did.
She canceled it at 7 o'clock at night.
That's not true. I called him at 3 p.m.
Were you able to cancel the reservation?
That's
no,
the question.
because like
did you pay for the reservation?
I had it on my credit card, so they charged me for one night.
Perfect. Show me your credit card.
I'm only out one night. I only had to pay for one night.
What I want
is with a credit card statement, which I didn't.
Of course. Why wouldn't you bring that to me?
Correct. I only had to pay for one night.
I know, but I need your credit card statement.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you 3 days to send me the credit card statement.
No problem.
Okay? Because I want to know that you really got charged.
No,
I don't want to find out that because it was friends and family, you were able to delete it and you're trying to get one over on it. All right. Hello, I just want to know time for pickup. I'm not calling no hotel. He hasn't told me anything. Did you check into the hotel? He's asking you, did you check into the hotel?
And
I just asked because it's getting close to the time I want to be on time picking him up because he wants to know where to pick him up from the hotel, to take him to the venue or to take him back to the airport at that point.
Wherever he was going to be, to pick him up, to take him to the venue, to take him to a show.
He's still tripping, fam. He never even went to the hotel. That's your response to him. Okay, the artist says to come to, can I mention the venue?
Yes.
The artist says to come to BB King's by 10 at the latest.
No, he had to be there by 10.
Right, him.
Correct. He had to be by 10.
Right, he had to be there by 10 at the latest, according to the artist.
That's to drive him home.
Drive him where?
To drive him home from the venue.
To where?
To the hotel or to my house, wherever. That was a D part. The show started at 8 p.m. So he's supposed to pick him up. He was supposed to take us to the venue and wait
the guy's
and drive us
texting
home.
you the whole day, asking you what's going on. Where do I pick him up from? It's getting late. I want to know where to pick him up from. And then you say to him, 10 p.m. at the latest. Okay, business. I need Business, I need for one of you, this is not how I do business.
Correct.
I need for one of you to get back to me. Let me know something. He's
Yes.
doing everything he can
Right,
to try to find out.
But I got back to him. You see, he says thank you.
Then you say, get back to me, you say, yeah, 10 o'clock. So don't complain that he didn't pick you up for the venue. You finally tell him 10 o'clock. That's why he didn't pick you up for the venue. So now it's 10 o'clock. Okay, he says, thank you for telling him the information.
No, but that's not what he said.
To do what I'm not taking him. To do what?
See,
I'm not taking him there. That's a question.
That's a question. Why
Of
I'm
course
not
it's a
taking him
question. Because he's shocked that that's the information you're giving him when he's asking. I need for one of you people to get back to me. Somebody get back to him.
And I
Whoever's
got
getting
back
close
to
pick
him. It's just not on a text. It was a voice.
Please. He doesn't
I
want the
called him.
room. He's leaving in the morning at 5 a.m.
Correct.
Is he questioned? Is he staying at the hotel? He never puts a question mark after his questions. And then he writes, am here. Where, BB King's?
Yes.
And what time did you get there?
I got there around 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Okay, so what happened?
So when I got there, 8:30, 9 o'clock, he's on the stage already performing. He's on the stage performing. So I asked someone. Yeah, he did real good. It was beautiful. The house was packed. BB King's holds about 1,500 people, so it was packed. So I'm there, and I'm asking somebody that's in charge, you know, can I speak to Miss Tasha, please? You know, see what's going on, because I'm there now, see what's going on. She sends a man out to me and says, Tasha gonna speak to you after the show. I'm like, for what? You know, and then I said, well, can you go get her? All night. Now I see her. She, you know, a little intoxicated, or whatever the case may be. You were a little intoxicated. I'm not gonna say drunk. You was a little intoxicated.
Don't talk to each other. Just talk to me.
At the time, it was the artist's birthday. So the show poster ended at 11. Like usually comedy shows end around 2 hours and take about 2 hours. That show didn't end until about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. So at the end of the night, I'm standing in front of his dressing room. She finally comes out.
When's the first time you talked to her?
At the end of the night.
At 2 o'clock in the morning?
Yes.
Okay, and what happens?
So she comes over to me with her glass in her hand, and she hands me $100. I'm like, what's this for? This is for your service. I mean, for my service. I said, what, I look like a crackhead? That's what I said, though. So, and she go like, oh, you better be glad you getting that, da-da-da. Like, she started to raise her voice. And I'm not going to, it got a little heated, then I calmed myself down, and then I just walked away. No, excuse me, security came over.
Exactly.
Security came over, and I just walked away. And I didn't say nothing. They followed, we all got on the same elevator together, we all left together.
Were you talking to each other, or it was just really awkward?
Right, now I'm talking to the artist. Now me and the artist is talking.
And what are you
He's
saying?
telling me, Chris, I take care of it. Don't worry about it. I take care of it. Because me and him have, you know, we have prior relationships.
And then because you're complaining to him.
Right.
So now let me just ask you a question. Have you been paid anything?
No, because I didn't accept the $100 she was going to give me.
And why are you offering the guy $100 when that's not what your email agreement with him was?
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So is it typical, unheard of, that somebody could end up going to a hotel, moseying in at 5:30 in the morning, and they say, oh yeah, here's your room?
Of course. I think that could be possible if you called it in ahead of time or maybe asked if they had.
What if you don't call in ahead of time? You just show up. Do you get the room?
Yeah, of course. You're a walk-in, and if there's a room available...
What if there's not a room available and you had booked a room? They say, sorry, you're not going to get it until 3 o'clock.
If you paid a deposit and you booked a room, you'd have to wait till check-in time at 3 o'clock.
What do you think?
I think the same as my husband just did.
Of course you do. Okay. What do you think, sir?
I agree with my colleagues here.
What do you mean your colleagues? What is this, a posse? What's going on here? Going inside the courtroom.
I offered to pay him $300 for the 2 days, the pickup, the drop-off, and 1 day of driving him in case he needed to run errands. He was supposed to receive.
And according to you, what are you supposed to be paid for all the driving?
The original was $400 because it was going to be because.
So now how are you going to prove it's $4?
Because everything she said I did. I have a price.
No. How are you going to prove that your rate is $4? I got it down on the facts. I can see from the text. God bless text. I can see your efforts to try to get there. He's tripping. Just go to BB King. I see what she can no longer say to me. He never showed up. You should have seen it. We got no ride. She can't lie like that because I see where she texted you to just go straight to BB King. I see it. So I know what you did. I know what you did. Okay, what you were willing to do, what she was hiring you to do. What I don't know is at what rate. You know, but so now I got to guess at what the rate was. She admits to $300. You say it was $400. Right. If you want to prove that extra $100, Prove it to me. Show me text, show me email, show me somewhere. Because the original email doesn't have a rate, does it?
No.
Okay. And now this amount owed for 6 hours of waiting at the rate of $75 an hour. When did she ever agree to pay $75 an hour waiting charges?
That was because I'm only supposed to wait 3 hours. Because, like I said,
okay, I don't even see anywhere what your agreement is about how many hours you're supposed to wait. Maybe you're just at a party you're enjoying and watching a show that's fun. Exactly. How do I know what it is that you two have agreed upon as waiting time? Okay, so here's what's going to happen. The silence roars. Here's what's going to happen. She admits that she was supposed to be paying you $300 for driving. I find that any driving you didn't do was as a result of her not wanting you to do it.
The agreement was for $300 for the 3 days. He only did a piece of a job. So I was trying to give him a third of the money.
Why couldn't he do that job that night to bring him to the hotel or your crib or wherever else?
He wouldn't get in the car with him.
That's fine. Then that is your problem. If your artist is temperamental and your artist, he says you're lying. He says that the guy's in the elevator saying, I'll take care of you.
I can have an affidavit for you.
No. Let me explain something to you.
Asked him to do.
Listen to me.
I can have that for you.
Listen to me.
From the artist.
Here it is. Today is the trial.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Today is the trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
One thing is to give me something that's set in stone a while ago. Another thing is for you to create something to win in court. I don't do that.
Right.
I don't say to people, you can bring me other affidavits for the future, because that's something you're preparing right now.
Correct.
If he has something from August that he can't do anything about, that's what I want to see.
Correct.
For your protection.
Correct.
Now now we're done. There's no more back and forth. I want you to just listen to me.
Yes.
If you have a deal with somebody to pay them $300 and you fire them, you are breaching the contract with them. Okay?
I don't have a problem with that,
Done.
Your Honor.
You're paying him $300 plus whatever you're out from the hotel. She's not paying you waiting time because nothing indicates that she had agreed to any waiting time. It sounds like you were there and you were there.
That was on the first
Don't want to hear another word. So I'm going to order you to pay him the full driving fee of the $300. That's my judgment, plus any hotel fee that you're out that you can prove.
Yeah, so there's the defendant coming out here. He collects, and you have what?
Ditto, but that's okay. You know, it's zilch, let me say.
Yeah.
But that's okay because I know what really happened. You know, he can inflate the truth all he wants. It's all good.
He's a professional driver. He says, he's
no,
licensed.
he's not a professional driver,
He says
sir.
he is. What got the client so upset?
He brought a truck instead of a limo.
Excuse me. What got the client so upset?
He told the client that he was boosting up the price for the room, and you know he wanted him to pay for it. So he said he felt like he was being swindled. He didn't want to be bothered with him anymore. I didn't get a chance to say that though because she kept cutting me off.
Thank you very much.
You're
right down this way. All right, sir, so come on in here. You satisfied how this comes out?
Oh, yes, very much so.
Why are you so satisfied?
Because, like you said, fast talkers, you know, it doesn't work all the time. You do what you say. If you're going to run a business the right way, then it's being done the right way. If you're not, then that's when you're going to run into problems.
You think you'll ever do business with her again?
Oh, no, not at all.
You don't need her business?
Not at all.
Okay, Harvey?
You know, FYI, you cannot delay a judge's decision so you can get more evidence together. You get one bite of the apple, and that's when you show up in court. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
The new LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't clone you, but it can streamline your hiring workflow. From posting jobs to shortlisting candidates to interviewing, LinkedIn Hiring Pro is the hiring partner you need, so you can focus on connecting with the right talent. In fact, small businesses report saving over 6 hours per week. So hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/quality.
Refreshing wild cherry cola meets smooth cream. The treat you deserve. Pepsi Wild Cherry and Cream. Treat yourself.
This is the plaintiff, Rose Averbuck. She says she and her husband put down a deposit on a used piano the defendant was selling. And as it turns out, it was damaged. One whole side of the piano had terrible fading due to the sun. And after further consideration, she decided she didn't want it. The defendant refuses to return her money. She's done about all she can do on her own. And so she's suing the defendant for $300, the money she's owed. This is the defendant, John Orr. He says the plaintiff came to see the piano on 3 separate occasions and decided to buy it from him. Mechanically, the piano's in great shape, but there's some fading on one side due to the sun. The plaintiff, however, saw this before she gave him a deposit, and he's not about to return it just because the fickle woman changed her mind. He's accused of hitting a sour note.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff put a deposit down on a used piano, claims it was damaged and faded. But the defendant says the plaintiff inspected the piano 3 times before buying it. So tough. It's the case of you and your piano ain't so grand.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome,
Okay. Rose Averbach?
Yes.
You are suing John Orr for $300 for a deposit for a piano that you put down and then decided not to go through with. What happened?
Correct. I had actually a piano tuner come to my house, and I asked him, we have a grandson, and I wanted to purchase a piano for my grandson. So I asked, does he know anyone who's interested in selling a piano? And he gave me Mr. Orr's phone number.
You had a piano tuner in your house because you already have a piano.
Correct.
But you were going to buy one for your grandson.
We were going to buy
old?
one. He is 6 years old. He takes piano lessons. He's been taking lessons for a year.
Great.
And he's very good. Good, I must say.
So you wanted to buy him a piano. Are we
Correct.
talking about an upright or a baby grand?
It's a little baby grand.
Okay.
It's a baby grand.
So you asked the piano tuner, and he told you about the defendant.
He told me that he was selling a piano. He gave me his number. So then we called Mr. Orr. My husband did. I gave him the number, and we arranged to go see the piano. So we went to see the piano, and the piano looked really nice, except it was faded on. He had to buy the window, and that side was pretty faded, and the top of the piano was faded. But we were considering buying. We were going to buy the piano. So we thought we went home. We said to him, we're gonna think about it.
Now this is going to go in whose house? Your daughter, your son's?
That piano's going to go to my daughter's house.
Your daughter's house. So how come your daughter wasn't part of the quotient and taking a look at it to see if it was something she wanted?
Well, we should have, but we wanted to surprise her during the holidays, and we were going to buy the piano and have it, shipped to the house, and we were going to, surprise her.
Okay.
So my husband negotiated with him. He was asking $28. My husband, they negotiated for $2,500. And so he gave him a $300 deposit, and he left. I'm sure he took a quick look at the piano, but the first time he had no pictures on it, we saw it. The second time, when my husband, he had all these pictures on it, so you really can't really take a really
What do you mean
good look.
pictures on it? I don't know what you're saying.
On top of the piano, it's a baby grand, so you got pictures on top, a lot of pictures.
I never quite understood that, because then how do you play it?
No, I wasn't playing.
The
Nobody
idea is when
played
you
it.
play it, you take the pictures off, or it doesn't matter that it's closed?
We never played it.
No, but I'm just curious what the idea is. I keep mine open. I have one, and because I paid for lessons for everybody,
right.
And nobody plays the piano except for the piano. I press a button, the piano plays. I'm the happiest woman in the world. Okay, but I don't understand how people close it and put pictures on top. Then the sound doesn't come out, right?
Well, you don't play if you have it down.
It does.
It does. It just doesn't come out.
Plays, yeah. It just doesn't sound as good.
Well. All right. In any event, why don't you just remove the pictures if you're inspecting the piano?
Well, here,
Why don't you play
that
the
didn't
piano?
matter.
Okay.
Anyway, so my husband went home, and he already put the deposit because we were going to buy the piano.
Got it.
And then we decided, you know what? It's going to my daughter's house.
Now you decide to include your daughter in picking it out.
Correct, because we said it's faded. That one side was pretty faded on the window side.
Do we have pictures of the piano? May I see it? They're in the camera? I wasn't worth printing the pictures
No,
out?
I only did it this morning. I haven't even thought about it. You can clip.
How do I not make you nervous enough to print pictures of the faded piano so I can see what we're talking about?
I didn't think it was relevant.
Pictures of the faded piano? That's why she backed out. Let's hook up the monitor so we can see the pictures better. Do you have pictures of the piano?
No, I
don't. And what your objection was to it? All right, so you decide to get your daughter involved, and then your daughter goes, and this will be now the third time someone in your family is looking at it.
When we put the deposit, it was December 10th, 4 days after, we called, we said, you know what, we like to take my daughter because it's going to be in her house, and it's a piece of furniture in her house.
That's what I have been asking.
Okay,
right,
it's a piece of furniture, so we decided to take her. So she went along with us, and we went to see the piano. And we looked at it really carefully, and it really was quite faded, and it didn't look good. And we went back. We didn't say anything, and we said we get back to him. And we went home and we decided we are not taking this piano.
Okay.
You know,
And?
so we called him the next morning. My husband called him and told him that he's sorry, but we decided we're not going to take the piano because my daughter really don't want it. It's too much. It's too faded. It's, you know, to repair it costs too much money. And an old piano, you don't invest that kind of money to, you know, fix
Depends
it.
on the piano. Okay.
So my husband offered him to keep $100 out of the $300, you know, for his time, and you know, for letting us see the piano, to be nice. And he said,
that was awful nice of your husband, seeing as he has absolutely no cards on his side, because the 300 is on that side.
Right, and you know, and it didn't even stop there, because he said, no, absolutely not. So my husband said, well, let's make a deal. Let's split it in half. And he said, no, I'm keeping it all. And so that's how it went.
So is she out of luck if she looks at it 3 times before buying it from him?
Yes.
Why?
Because she should have been able to see the defect if she tried it 3 times.
What do you think?
Yeah, well, she had the opportunity 3 times, and if she didn't see anything wrong with it, then it's her.
Even 1 time she inspects, is she out of luck?
Sure.
Why?
I don't know, it was already broken, right?
Well, it was already broken, but you know, she's inspecting. Maybe she didn't see it. If she didn't see it, does she have an out?
No.
I agree with you. Huh?
Out the deposit.
We'll see about this going inside the courtroom.
Okay, let me hear your side.
Well, everything she said is correct. They came over, looked at the piano, and spent maybe a half hour, 45 minutes, so they had plenty of time to look at everything. They weren't rushed. Approximately a week later, they came back and looked it over, spent another 15, half hour, and looked at it and said, I want to give you a deposit. So I took the deposit, gave a receipt.
Did anybody ever play chopsticks on it or anything?
Oh, well, I don't play, but I played. I had the first time we had the piano open, we removed all the pictures, so it was open, and I played it, whatever I can. And he saw the fade.
So then did he comment on the fade?
Yes.
Okay, what did he say about it?
He said that it's faded, and I said, it's all the way over in the corner near a window, so unless you walk around the piano to see it, you wouldn't even notice it. I didn't know.
He obviously did.
I wasn't even aware of the fact that it was faded.
But he commented
but
on
it was faded.
Right. It's there to see. It's not, you didn't hide the fade.
No,
it's there to see.
Exactly.
So he sees it, and then he comes back again, and when he comes back the second time.
So then they come back, the whole family this time, with the daughter.
Okay, that's time 3 then.
That's the 3rd time.
So, all right.
So anyway, he came, the 3rd time they come back.
Negotiate the price, come back the 3rd time, daughter comes, daughter sees fade, daughter doesn't like fade, they call you back, they want their money back, you won't give it back. Why?
Because we made the transaction. It was finalized as far as I was concerned. And I was frustrated.
It took up how many hours of your time?
I really want to get rid of the piano because it's sitting on a carpet we can't move because I can't move the piano. So it was really frustration on my part.
And how long did it take? From the time they first saw the piano to the time that they told you was how long? That they didn't want it?
Almost 3 weeks.
Almost 3 weeks. All right. Can we see those pictures of the piano? I'm just curious as to what we're talking about. Where's the faded part? Can I see him in the pictures or not really? Oh, I see.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, like the bottom there that's kind of...
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you can sort of see
now, that's something that can be easily remedied just with sanding it down and varnish.
I don't understand why it's such a big deal. Why can't a woodwork... That's wood, right?
Yeah.
Why can't a woodworker... Okay, we're talking about something that's not a hidden defect. It's something that you saw. Then it finally occurs to you to do what you should have done from the beginning, which is respect your daughter as an individual. Can you imagine if your mother-in-law or your mom sent something into your house that nobody bothered to see if you wanted in your house, whether you thought it was pretty, whether you thought it matched, whether you thought it coordinated with your other furniture. But that's how parents are, because they mean well and they love their grandchild, and it was a beautiful, wonderful thing. But you sometimes don't see your grown child's independence. So your grown child comes in and goes, I don't want that in my house. And now here we are. But here we are, and who pays for the mistake? You think he should have to return a deposit? What do you think a deposit is? A deposit is something that you put down to hold it so he can't sell it to somebody else. I don't really have to ask him whether there was somebody else who would have bought it. It doesn't matter. The thing was for sale. It stopped being for sale when you struck a deal. What cost should there be for you breaching the deal? You breached the deal. So why should you get a penny back? He's right.
And I wrote on the receipt, it must be picked up by the end of January. So I gave him plenty of time to pick it up.
Yeah, it's, no, I completely see it his way. You breached the deal. Consider yourselves lucky that you didn't put down $1,000. to hold the piano, because then you wouldn't be seeing the 1,000.
I didn't even ask them how much to put down. If they gave me 100, I would have taken it.
Yeah, that was a mistake too. You always put as little as possible down in case you're going to end up losing it. But I find in this case in favor of the defendants.
All right, so you won't be getting your deposit back. That's gone.
I know.
What's your reaction to that?
Well, you know, he's not a very nice man, because if we offer him half of the money, he should have been satisfied.
He should
That's
have
not
been.
nice. But
Well,
that's the kind of person he is.
But that's what the law says.
I know.
You left the deposit.
Well, we made a mistake, obviously.
What was your mistake, you think?
That he gave him a deposit. He shouldn't have given him a deposit.
Shouldn't have given him anything?
No, he shouldn't have given him anything. We shouldn't give him anything, especially when we saw the piano, the condition it was.
Right, you saw the
And there
fade.
was no loss to him because he still has the piano.
Okay.
And no damage to
All
him.
right. Head right down this way.
Okay.
Good luck with the pianos. All right, so step on in here. So what are you going to do now?
It's done.
Yeah. Where's the piano?
Oh, you mean with the piano? Yeah. Continue to try to sell it, I guess.
Still locking up your living room there?
Well, it's decorative. That's about all.
It's decorative?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
But you still want to get rid of it?
Yes. But she doesn't. I do.
Officer McIntosh, you want a piano?
No, thank you.
Harvey?
You know, there's a real simple point here, which is that when you undertake an inspection of something, you have a duty to see the obvious, and if you don't, you're just stuck. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This episode is brought to you by Ferrero. Soccer's biggest stage is approaching, and Ferrero is making it easy to go all in. Pick any two Ferrero brands from Kinder Bueno to Ferrero Rocher, and you could win the $1 million grand prize, plus an exciting range of daily and weekly prizes. Don't miss your shot. Official rules apply. Learn more at goallinandwin.com.
This is the plaintiff, Maritza Martinez. She says she loaned the defendant money so she could take her daughter to Disney World. She never in a million years thought the defendant, who's a very nice lady, would stiff her on the money, considering it was clear it was a loan, not a gift. Bottom line, she wants her hard-earned $1,100 returned. And that's exactly what she's suing for today. This is the defendant, Brenda Rogg. She says the plaintiff came into some money and decided to give her some so she could take a once-in-a-lifetime trip to Disney World with her daughter. The plaintiff told her that if she could afford to return it, great, but if she couldn't, no problem. Honestly, this was a gift. She's shocked and disappointed she's here today because she owes nothing. She's accused of acting goofy with a friend.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff loaned the defendant money to take her kids to Disneyland and says she got stiffed. But the defendant says the plaintiff was Ms. Moneybags and gave her the loot. It's the case of it's a small claims court world after all.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Maritza Martinez?
Yes.
You are suing your former friend, Brenda Rogg? Okay. For $1,100, $1,000 of it money that you say she still owes you on a loan, and $100 of it in interest from money that you loaned to her when?
July 26th of 2011.
Okay, what happened?
Brenda and I have been friends since 2006.
How did you meet?
I was hired at the company that she was working at, and we became very good friends, and we became friends out of work as well. And I went to Disney, and she offered to take care of my dog, and she even offered to bring him back to me on the day that I returned. She brought Peyton back to me. Everything was great. And she mentioned that she wanted to take her daughter to Disney, and she couldn't afford it, and she asked me if she can borrow the money, and I foolishly agreed.
And you loaned her how much?
$1,500.
All right, and so she goes to Disney, and then when's the first time you asked for the money?
I'm not sure if she went to Disney.
Oh, you don't know? Did you go to Disney?
No.
Oh. Did you borrow $1,500 from her?
She said that it was if I could pay it back, and if not, it was okay. That was exactly the words.
What did you ask for the money for?
For originally to take my daughter to Disney.
And you did not end up going to Disney?
No, I couldn't actually afford it. It wasn't able to happen.
But you didn't return the money?
No, because I assumed it was a gift.
And you assumed it was a gift because she had used the phrase, if you can pay it back, do so, and if not, don't worry about it.
Yes.
Okay. So what happened?
So I sent her the first email on May 25th.
Of 2012?
Of 2012.
Asking her?
Asking her for the money. I was going through some rough times, and it was a very nice, cordial email.
Can I see it?
Absolutely.
Hi, Brenda. How are you? Long time. I'm still waiting for your resume so that I can submit it. What's that about?
So she, at the time, she was working temp jobs, and I had told her that there was a job that came up at the place where I work, and I asked her for her CV, and she never even responded to that.
I'm still waiting for your resume so I can submit it. If you're not interested, that's okay. Just let me know. As much as I didn't expect to ask, I need to know when you plan on repaying me the $1,500 I lent you last July. I know you haven't been working a steady job, but I really need that money back. Thanks, miss you. Let's plan to get together. Did you get a response to that?
No.
And then what happened?
And then I believe that I called her, and she said that she would start giving me the money back when she got her first check.
Did she ever say anything to you about, what are you talking about? That was a gift. You told me if I could pay you back.
No.
If I could pay you back.
No.
She didn't say anything like that. What does she say instead?
She says that she is not working at the moment, but that she's going to be starting a new temp job, and when she gets her first check, that she'll send me some money.
So and that's in what month?
I would say June, but I'm actually...
And then what happens?
I didn't hear back from her, so I sent her an email on July 26th.
Okay.
And asked her for the money, and by this point, I was a little...
Let me see that email.
Annoyed,
okay,
to say the least. So I actually numbered the emails just so you can follow the trend.
Mm-hmm. I would like to resolve this amicably. Yes, I didn't expect the money back in a month or 2 months because I knew you weren't working, but I didn't think a year would go by without you voluntarily reaching out to me. I lent you the money, not because you were in dire need of it, but because you wanted to take Ariel to Disney. Her name's Ariel? Mm-hmm. She belongs in Disney. Mm-hmm. I should have exercised better judgment. I'm going to ask you to pay me back 3 months' time, $500 a month. She then texts you back, yes, you lent me the money. When you lent me the money, you said, if you can pay it back, great. If not, don't worry about it. I had every intention of paying you back, and I still do. I am working, I have a temp job, things have been tough. Okay, I don't expect you to understand. Everyone has their problems. I haven't made the mortgage in over a year, I'm in foreclosure. I will start sending you money as much as I can every week. Brenda, you could have had a potentially full-time job with excellent benefits if you would have sent me an updated resume like I asked you to several months ago so that I could hand deliver it to the administrator. What ends up happening? September 1st comes and what?
She actually paid me $500.
And then what?
That was the last I heard from her.
Okay. Let me hear from you. What's going on?
I did send her the $500 because she told me that her dog was sick. She had problems with her car. At that time, when she wanted the $500 increments, I was not working. I was actually on unemployment. And to give her $500 every month for my unemployment check would have been impossible.
Did you get an email from her where she was trying to get you a job with benefits? And
she had done it once before. I sent her my resume. Nothing came of it. I actually applied for the job she was talking about online. Nothing came of it.
Right, but in her email, she explained that she was going to hand deliver your resume.
She told me that once before.
So it's not worth trying?
I didn't feel so, no. I felt like if I had applied for the job online, which I did, she could have just went to the...
You're one of a million people. Well, why couldn't you just send the resume? What's so hard about it? You're kind of particular.
No, that's not the case. The case was I was working for a very large company, and I did think it was going to go permanent, and it didn't. Okay.
So now, in your email to her, you say, yes, you lent me the money, but you said, if I can pay, and I can't pay.
So does this sound like a loan or a gift? What do you think?
Oh, it's definitely a loan.
Why?
Well, it was written in writing, and
the email.
Yeah, definitely, and a lot.
And the defendant started paying it back.
That's right.
There you go, going inside the courtroom.
Are you working now?
I started a job January 2nd. Yes.
January 2nd, and you filed the lawsuit when?
January 15th.
Okay. So if you started a job on January 2nd, how much are you making?
It's kind of personal.
It is kind of personal, but here's where my problem lies, okay? You want me to rule in your favor saying we have a conditional repayment back, Judge, that if I can pay it, I will pay it back, and if I can't, then I won't. And you cannot be the supreme arbiter of if you can.
Okay.
So your choices are, you tell me how much you make, and then I say, look, you got to give her more time, or you don't, and then we do what we do.
I would say about $750 a week.
Okay, so that's been the case, and I'm sure you have a lot of expenses, but you're not paying for, have you been foreclosed on yet?
I'm actually trying to...
refinance?
Yeah.
Okay, you have not paid your mortgage in how long?
In 2 years.
How many? I didn't hear you, 2 or 3?
2 years.
2 years. And they have not foreclosed on you yet, you're still living there?
Mm-hmm. I'm very lucky.
Yeah, you are very lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you a question. You go to a friend and you say, can I have $1,500 to do a special trip for my daughter?
Yes.
Then you don't use it to do a special trip for your daughter. And 2 years pass, and you know it's a loan, because you say it's a loan, but your defense is, you said I had to pay it back if I could. And you don't feel bad at all?
Absolutely, I feel bad.
But you feel bad because she's suing you and you're the victim, or you feel bad because you treated her like that?
I didn't treat her any bad. I mean, I don't feel like I treated her badly. She did say this to me. I thought we were really good friends, and I thought the friendship could weather this whole, me asking her this. I have never borrowed money from anybody before.
I know, all the more reason why I would expect you to say once you it's clear that she's not, she's not your fairy godmother, and that she, and she says so nicely, because I read very carefully all her emails and texts. They didn't get, hey, I have to protect myself, until a year and 5 months later. I mean, she was pretty patient. I'm trying to understand why you clearly feel that you've been wronged, because you've been so emotional about it, because you don't feel like you wronged her. You feel you've been wronged, and I guess, I'm trying to...
I don't feel like I've been wronged.
Okay.
I feel terrible about the fact that the friendship...
What is making you so sad?
That this friendship is over.
Don't you see how easy it would have been?
Yes.
Just a little effort?
Mm-hmm.
On whose part?
Mine.
Right. Verdict for the plaintiff, $1,000. Good luck, folks.
Without so much as a glance over at the plaintiff, the defendant leaves the courtroom, comes in here. What's going through your mind now? There were all kinds of emotions there on display.
Just a mistake on my part. Should have never done it.
Is this an irretrievable situation, irretrievable friendship?
I don't
You think?
know.
Do you care now at this point?
Absolutely. Yes.
Have you ever expressed that to her?
Yes.
Because she's standing right over there right now.
She
Is there
knows
anything
how
you
I
wanna-
feel.
We want to say anything to her right now while she's right there?
I think she knows how I feel. I'm sorry that this whole thing
All right.
happened.
All right. Right down there. Is that good enough for you?
You know what? I never harbored any resentment towards her. I just wanted to get my money back, and it's unfortunate that I had to get it back in court. But
Those tears, you take those tears as real tears on her part?
she's a very emotional person, and she would cry for pretty much anything. So
They don't mean much, those tears don't mean much to you then?
no, because I've seen them before.
So the friendship is...
The friendship is where it left off. It will, I mean, if I see her, I'll say hi to her, but there's no personal.
Okay, to the street, Harvey.
There's a presumption that it's a loan as opposed to a gift. But in this case, the fact that the defendant paid a good chunk of this money back, it's not a presumption. It's a slam dunk.